I want to share with you a story, one as powerful today as it was thousands of years ago. It's about a man named Daniel, who lived in a time when faith wasn't easy, when obedience to God could cost you everything, even your life. This is the story of Daniel in the lion's den. Daniel was a man who had been taken captive from his homeland and brought to Babylon, a vast empire ruled by kings who cared deeply about power and control. But Daniel was different. He was a man of great wisdom, deep faith, and unwavering integrity. He trusted God with all his heart, no matter where he was or what the circumstances. Now, King Darius, who ruled Babylon at that time, saw something special in Daniel. The king made Daniel one of his top officials, placing him over the whole kingdom because he trusted Daniel's honesty and leadership. Imagine that, a foreigner, taken from his home, now standing as one of the most powerful men in the land. But this didn't sit well with everyone. The other leaders, filled with jealousy and pride, looked for a way to tear Daniel down. They watched him closely, hoping to catch him doing something wrong. But they couldn't find a single mistake. Daniel was blameless. Except for one thing, he prayed. Every day, 3 times a day, Daniel prayed openly to his God. He didn't hide his faith, even when it was risky. The jealous leaders hatched a cruel plan. They went to King Darius and flattered him, saying, "O king, live forever. Let's make a law that for 30 days, no one may pray to any god or man except you. Anyone who disobeys shall be thrown into the lion's den." The king, flattered and unaware of their wicked intentions, agreed. The law was written and sealed with the king's own signet. In the kingdom of the Medes and Persians, laws were unchangeable once signed. Now, Daniel knew the law. He knew the penalty. And yet, when the time came, he went straight to his window, knelt down, and prayed, as always, to his God. It's easy to imagine the fear that could have gripped him. To think, if I pray, I could die. But Daniel's faith was stronger than his fear. His obedience to God was greater than his fear of death. The jealous men saw him praying and ran to the king. They accused Daniel of breaking the law. The king was distressed. He liked Daniel. He didn't want to harm him. But the law was the law. The king had no choice but to order Daniel to be thrown into the lion's den. Picture that moment, Daniel being lowered into a dark pit, filled with fierce lions. The roar of the hungry beasts echoed all around. But Daniel did not panic. He knelt in the darkness and prayed. That night, the king couldn't sleep. He fasted, his heart heavy with worry for Daniel. Before dawn, he rushed to the den and called out, "Daniel, servant of the living God. Has your God been able to rescue you?" And then, the most amazing answer came back, "O king, live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, and in yours." The king's joy was overwhelming. He ordered Daniel to be pulled out. Daniel stepped into the morning light, unharmed, a living testament to the power of faith. But what about those jealous men? The ones who tricked the king? They were thrown into the den themselves, and the lions showed no mercy. King Darius then declared that everyone in the kingdom must fear and reverence Daniel's God, the living God who rescues and saves. This story teaches us something incredible. It shows us that when obedience to God means facing impossible odds, when following him could cost us everything, faith can give us courage to stand firm. Daniel's faith was not blind. He knew the danger. He knew the risk. But he chose to obey God anyway. And God honored that faith. He protected Daniel in a way that no one could explain. So, what about us? What lions do we face today? Maybe it's fear of being different, fear of standing up for what's right, or fear of losing friends or approval. Daniel's story reminds us that standing firm in faith isn't easy. It might cost us something. But when we trust God and obey him, we're never truly alone. God's power is greater than any lion. His love is stronger than any threat. And His presence gives us strength to face even the darkest dens. So, whenever you feel afraid or alone, remember Daniel. Remember the lion's den. Remember the faith that stood firm when obedience meant certain death. And know this, God stands with you, just as He stood with Daniel. Take a moment now to think about your own faith. Are there times when obeying God feels scary or risky? What can you learn from Daniel's example? No matter what comes your way, choose faith. Stand firm. And watch how God shows up. If you were blessed by this story, don't forget to subscribe to Epic Faith Tales and ring the notification bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming faith-filled videos.